Okay guys, so we talking about another video of people that's getting scammed basically. They're taking on these Indeed apps, and I've applied at least 30 times and I haven't gotten not one job request. And I'm trying to leave my 9 to 5. That tells you. But go ahead, send you guys' comments, like and subscribe, and let me know you guys' video, stories.
You guys, I just got done with an interview and I should have done way more digging because pretty sure it was a scam. But first of all, I get on the Zoom call and there's two other people in my interview and I'm like, okay, whatever. One guy's literally in his car and the other girl's on the couch and I'm like, what is happening? And for a second I thought they worked here. Nope, they were also getting interviewed. I was like, what? And the guy literally goes, I did a lot of research on your company and I found out this was a scam, so thank you for your time, bye. And just ends and drops out of the call. So then he like is saying hello to me, like the guy who was doing the interview, and it's like, I don't know what that was about, and I'm just like, red flag, red flag, red flag. And so then the other lady who is, I guess, being interviewed, he is like, oh, like, what's your name? Like, blah blah blah, your Zoom title is emergency phone or something. And she like said it and then she dropped out of the call. So it was just me and this guy who is interviewing me. And I'm like researching this company even more like while he's talking because I'm like, red flags are just going off left and right. And I applied for an event coordinator position. This man was talking about how I would start out entry level and then I would be promoted to account manager and then I could be a branch manager and then I can open my own branch wherever I want. And I literally, like, after he said his whole spiel, I was like, he asked me if I had any questions. I'm like, yeah, I'm honestly kind of confused. Like, I applied for an event coordinator position and what you're describing is nothing close to that. And so I just don't think like what I want aligns with what you guys are offering, unfortunately. So I don't think this will be for me. And I like said it kindly because I was like, what the heck? And he like immediately got off the phone. He was like, okay, have a good new year, bye. And I was just like, oh my god. So then I did some digging. Apparently it's an MLM, which I didn't know what that was. I had to do like, this company has done a great job at hiding that they're a scam because there were so many good reviews, but then if you like kept digging and went on Reddit and like kept going deeper, it got worse. And I was just like, thank God for that first guy to say something that like put the red flag off in my head. And I hate that I was duped on a Thursday afternoon, but I guess that's the life of being unemployed, trying to find a job. But that was just insane. So watch out, people. There's so many scammers on LinkedIn. It's ridiculous.
See, that's a fact. That's what happens. Literally, you try to apply for certain jobs, and then they be like, we don't need you, really. That's what's crazy.
I accepted a job that ended up being a scam. I swear this stuff only happens to me.
Okay, so no, it also happened to me. Not once, but twice. Yeah, same situation, interview over like Skype or some kind of messaging app or text. And then it would just be like very robotic responses. The first time, the lady was getting angry at me for asking too many questions. And that's your first sign. You should be wary of people who are getting on you for asking questions about the job. The second time, I actually got them on the phone. Like, they called me, and I recorded the call. So, there's scammers everywhere. Just, you're trying to live a normal life. You're trying to, like, get a second job or buy a house. Scammers.
See, that's a fact. Literally, people are just not able to afford a job, and then even just to pay for a house, like you gotta stay in apartments nowadays. It seems.
This how you get.
Thanks for calling up, and how can I help you?
Hi, I was calling to see if the hiring manager was there.
That. Sorry for your hold. This is Beth.
Hey, this is Tatiana calling. I put the application in.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
When could I come in for an interview?
It will probably be after Thursday. I have some inventory. I have an inventory on Thursday, so I'm getting everything prepared for that. 5:30 today. We'll set the interview up for 5:30.
All right, I'll be there.
Thank you, Tatiana.
Okay, see you later.
Bye-bye.
That's how you get the job. You don't ask, are y'all hiring? You tell them that you put that application in, and when can you come in for an interview?
Okay, so the fact that she got scammed that many times is just ridiculous. That just tells you off rip how they gonna treat you. And they even had two people. What is that going down?
Hi, I just got scammed so bad and I need.
Stop using Indeed to apply for jobs.
I be telling people this all the time. Like, when I was trying to get a part-time job, people be like, oh, just look on Indeed. They have so many blah, 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 woo. If you go on Indeed, there's literally so many scam job listings on there. It's nuts. Like, you apply for something and then next thing you know, people blowing up your phone left and right, people that you never even applied for. And I'm like, they just keep blowing you up. Like, they never seem to leave you alone. And even though LinkedIn is better, it still has some little scammy job listings out there. Like, I made a whole video on that. Like, everybody's always saying it's so easy to get a job, all these job postings, blah, 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 woo, woo. It's easy to get a like warehouse job or job that's not paying for real. It's not easy to get a job where you're getting a good salary, especially in this economy with inflation. Like, come on, be serious.
Now, see, that's crazy. The fact that one girl, she's got to go to different job sites and work with different vendors that she knows nothing of, and thought it'd be a simple job. That's what they get you into. And then that second one, like she is saying, these random Indeed apps, they'll send your phone number to other jobs that you never applied to just to try to advertise you. That's what they do. They advertise you nowadays.
I got scammed on Indeed. I never thought that would happen to me. So I was really needing a job. Oh my God. I was looking up like entry level, no experience jobs. I found this job, entry level events coordinator. Sounded like you were just gonna like help set up events. I applied for the job. They liked my application and they wanted to do a Zoom interview with me. So I go on the Zoom interview. It's literally just this guy talking. He just sent every candidate that link and they're like, yeah, so if you got this, just fill out this like survey thing. They were making it sound like we were like very good candidates, like we made it to the next round. I filled out the survey and they respond back to me within like a day. They're like, we loved your application. We want to do like a second round of Zoom interviews. So I go in the Zoom interview and I was expecting it to just be me and the interviewer, and I open it and there's like another girl in there. So they're interviewing both of us at the same time. I was like, okay, that's a little weird. The guy who's interviewing us is wearing like a suit. Like he looks like super professional. He starts asking us questions and bitch, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. Like, all these corporate words and terms that I don't know. And I was BSing so hard. Like I could literally tell when I was doing the interview, there's absolutely no way they're gonna pick me out over this bitch. She's literally professional. She's older than me. And he starts explaining the job. It's basically saying that we're gonna like start off entry level and then we're gonna move up. We'll eventually be like a manager in like a few months. I'm like, I thought this was an events assistant. Like, what is the job you're describing? They kept asking me if I had questions and I was just like making up the most random questions. I was like, so do you guys like hang out? Like I was asking like dumb ass questions. And he kept emphasizing how they have like a really good like bond within their company. They always do events and trips and stuff. Throughout the interview, he was just explaining a job that was like completely different than the one that I applied for. I'm like too nice. I didn't want to like stop him and be like, I don't think this job's for me. I just like kept going with it. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome. Like I definitely think that I would be perfect for this role. I was just like spitting random bullshit. I'm just such a people pleaser in that aspect. Like I could not like stop him and say that I don't want to do this job. So I just kept going with it. But I was saying such bad answers. I was like, there is no way I'm getting this job. So after the interview, I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't think they're going to call me back. Bitch, tell me why they call me back. Congratulations. You've made it to the 3rd round of interviews. This is a phone interview. He starts asking me more questions, more corporate ass questions that I don't know the answers to. He then puts me on hold for 15 minutes. I'm like, you're talking to the team right now. Why is it taking so long? After the 15 minutes, he's like, yeah, so sometimes when we have these calls, they don't always go the way that we expect. And I was like, oh, thank God. He's like, but this isn't one of those calls. Congratulations. We'd like to offer you the position. I'm like, no fucking way. There's no way this man just offered me a job. I was so put on the spot. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm so excited to start. I was really sketched out by this job because I was like, okay, but I fucking bombed that interview. There is no way that they are giving me the job right now. It felt like they were like mocking pranking me. I was like, is this a prank? Go online. I look up the company. I cannot find any information about it. They had to go to the recruiter's LinkedIn, find a bunch of stuff. I finally found their website. Their website looks so sketchy. It said they have all these Fortune 500 clients. None of them were listed. They talked about how their team was so close and they do all these trips and events. There isn't a single picture of any of their employees. End up telling the job that I just got another opportunity. They were like so insistent on me working there, and I'm just like thinking what would have happened if I showed up to the place, because I looked up the place on a map and it looked kind of sketchy. Am I gonna get kidnapped? The whole thing just gave me really sketch vibes. After I saw the website, I was like, oh hell no, this is definitely a scam. They really made me feel special. They really made me feel like that bitch. Like I just got a full-time job. Once I bombed the interview on purpose and they still hired me, that did it for me. So yeah guys, check your jobs, do some research on the company before getting your hopes up.
See, watching that just proves a lot though. Literally, if you don't be on point and understand how some of these jobs that will hire you, and they don't even have a purpose. They're just trying to scam you, so be careful.
Do not apply for jobs on Indeed, because if you apply for a job on Indeed, it's a good chance, not every time, but it's a 95% chance that that job is a scam. If you are going to apply for a job on Indeed, I highly recommend you only apply to jobs that allow you to apply on the company site. Because if not, you're going to be receiving all types of emails and phone calls from jobs that you didn't apply for, hearing from people that you don't want to hear from. It's almost like they turn into bill collectors. So if you're going to apply for a job, do it. And I'm not saying don't use Indeed. All I'm saying is, please make sure to actually go to the company website and verify that this position and this job is real, because it's a good chance it's not.
See, they is not lying about these Indeed scams. They are getting more creative each day. I'm not lying. And if you got a job right now, just keep that 9 to 5 until you find one. Go around and, interview while you're on the job or something. Don't quit though.
I got hired for a work from home job and got scammed. So I was supposed to start a new job today, July 24th. This is so crazy and I'm so embarrassed to share it, but my goal is to keep this from happening to someone else because it's happening a lot. I looked on Reddit. About a month ago, I got an email from a company that saw my resume on a job website and wanted to have an interview with me because they thought that I had good experience, that I'd be a good fit for this role of a data entry clerk, which is what I was applying for because after teaching, I wanted something brainless. Keep in mind that I graduated in 2021 with my bachelor's degree and 2022 with my master's degree in education. So for a data entry clerk, I felt very qualified. So I didn't think anything of it. The process happened very quickly. I emailed them back and said I would love to have an interview with you. I immediately started the interview process. Now, I am not stupid. The second that I got this email, I looked at the email and it said at companycareers.com. It was a legit email address. I looked at the company. Everything was legit. I looked at reviews. I looked at Glassdoor to see what it was like working there. It was a science company and I was super excited and I thought that it was great. I cannot tell you enough how much I researched it because I had already gotten an email before about a scam that wasn't thought out. This process took a week. A week. Normally when you get scammed, it's over the course of a day, and I'm so lucky. It could have been so much worse. Get the email with the job description, a whole entire official looking letter of what my job would be, what the pay would be, with the logo in the background. I looked up the hiring manager. The hiring manager was on the website. Again, official email address. They wanted to schedule an interview with me the next day. The day of the interview, I woke up, I got dressed, and they were like, here's the link for an assessment about the role. I thought that it was a pre-interview process. And so it had questions like, what's your words per minute that you can type? Why do you want to work here? What's your background? All of that stuff. I thought that it was pretty general. I had never looked for a work from home job before. I thought that that was just normal and submitted it. And I said, I'm ready to go to the next steps of the interview process. Of course, looking back now, this started to get sketchy, but I didn't know. I'm a teacher. I'm not used to working in the corporate world. She said, thank you. That's good for your interview. I'll let you know in 24 to 48 hours. So the next day I get the response from her on this app called Ring Central. Again, looked up Ring Central to see if it was legit, and it was. I get the email saying, congratulations, we've chosen you for the job. And I was like, lit. I'm super excited. The pay was good. It was work from home. It was flexible. Great. Sure, I didn't talk to anybody, but I wasn't thinking anything of it. I was like, if I'm working from home, I'll talk to someone eventually. It's not a big deal. I talked to people in my life. They were all like, oh, exciting. That sounds great. It wasn't until later, and as it was going on, that the red flags started coming up. I got the email on a Monday. They sent me all the information on Tuesday. I interviewed on Wednesday, had the job on Thursday. The next day, the hiring manager sent me an offer of employment. Again, logos in the background. They gave me all the information and said, do you agree to move forward based on what you know so far? So again, there was no commitment there. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't give any information. Thank God I didn't give my social security number. They shared the equipment that I would need for the job, that I was going to be able to get the equipment before my start date. And this is where it starts to become fishy. They said that they were going to send me a check for the amount to buy the equipment for my job. And I said, that's weird. Why would you do that? And so I asked, I was like, doesn't the company send that to me? Like, why do I have to purchase it? They're like, blah, 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 blah. It's policy. We don't want to get blamed for blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay. So they sent me the check. I deposited it into my account. It was a legit check. I looked up all the companies on it. It was all legit. And I was like, if it's not real, it won't deposit in my account. Like, this is kind of strange. But you know what? They gave me no reason to not believe that it was legit. They gave me the check on a Friday. I took pictures of it and deposited it in my account with the mobile deposit. Let it be. Because with my bank, normally it takes 2 business days, and it was a Friday. So I wasn't expecting it to clear until Monday. I get a message on Saturday saying that they got notification that my bank had cleared the check, that it was fully deposited in my account. I did not respond because I was like, I'm working a Monday to Friday job. Why are you working on the weekend? So I didn't say anything. I didn't answer. I'm like, if you want this, then I'm going to wait until Monday. So then I get a second message on Sunday. I'm with my dad eating lunch, and I said, I got another message, and I was like, I don't want to respond because I'm not agreeing to work on those days. But we were talking about it, and we were like, okay, like, I don't want to give them a bad impression that I don't care about the job or whatever. And so I was going to message back and say, okay, the funds did clear. Again, I did not think anything of it because the funds were in my account officially. So I responded, and they said, with the money, we're going to ask you to send it to the vendors to get the equipment. The equipment that was on the official document from the company with signatures and logos, official email addresses, everything. They said that we're going to have you send the money through Zelle, and right there, red flag, Walmart or CVS for a money order. And I was like, heck to the no, that is not, no. This is weird. Nobody sends money through that. Then I responded that, and I said, okay, this is weird. Like, why aren't y'all just sending me the equipment? Why am I having to pay other people? They sent me this generic answer, and I was like, oh, like, it just feels weird. I said, fine, I'll do it through Zelle because the money is in my account that they gave me, and it cleared. The money was in my account, and this was a substantial amount of money. I said, okay, I'll do it through Zelle. They said, okay, we're gonna send you the vendors through Zelle. Here's their information to send the money to. I said that.
See, that tells you some jobs, they'll get you. They will literally get you. So you just gotta be careful what you're doing and how you pursue it, because you never know.
They have to do it in batches because on Zelle, they don't let you send more than a certain amount of money a day. And that is true. Long story short, they gave me the first email address that is 100% unprofessional. Like, it is not an official email address. And I responded and I said, this is not an official email address. Who is this person? And they were like, no, it's okay. Like, it's just our vendor. It's okay. They said another one. It was a more professional email address. So I sent 2 batches. Then they changed their story and said, we need you to do blah, 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 blah. And that's when I knew that it was a scam. I was like, we're done. Like, this is not okay. Thankfully, my cousin was there, and she's smart and works in finance. And I'm just over here in hysterics crying. She called my bank, disputed the charges. But again, I cannot emphasize enough that I am educated. I researched everything. They freaking got me. I am so mad and so embarrassed. But again, I wanted to share, even if it's at my expense, because I don't want this to happen to anybody else, because they are so smart. If you scam people, I hope you have the worst day and get in a very minor car accident. Moral of the story is don't do anything with money. Make sure you're getting reached out through LinkedIn or Indeed or whatever. So needless to say, I am very upset. I am very angry. So please learn from me, learn from my mistake. And
it is extremely hard to find a job right now. That's why you have to be careful which job you leave on good terms. You can always just call up the boss, the old boss, and hey, do y'all have any openings? Because, a brother need a job real quick. I've been looking for a job since like the end of last year. And of course I didn't have like much luck. So of course, sometimes I probably have to do a little bit of Uber, a little bit of DoorDash just to get some money in my pocket. But finding a job, a real job, is literally hard to do right now. I don't care about going back to a 9-to-5 because my life has changed over the course of months. So I got to do what I got to do. I got to handle my responsibilities. My dreams will never die. But I need somebody to either call me back, or when I call y'all, can y'all pick up the phone? And then when I send an email, can you at least send me a follow-up letting me know why I didn't get the position, or at least the position has been filled or something? Like, be considerate. Like, come on now. Like, I'm looking for a job. Y'all need people because, of course, on Indeed, it says we are looking for people to hire. So if you're looking for people to hire, but you're not hiring nobody, or you're not calling nobody, or you're not picking up the phone, why do you have that application up? Like, what's the point of having an opening if you're not going to at least give somebody an introduction interview? Like, what's going on? Let me know. Am I the only one struggling to find a job right now?
And like I said, man, he was not lying. Keep your jobs, because you see these stories is getting more worse each year. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. But y'all let me know about y'all stories if y'all applied on Indeed and how it's going. Because I've applied 30 times and not one came in. So I'm stuck on my 9 to 5.